So, our whole life, we were told that a 9 to 5 job is the way to go. But what if I told y'all that, at least on the entry level, 9 to 5 jobs are slowly dying? Like, when I was younger, my dad had like a 9 to 5 job, right? He worked a Monday through Friday for a while before he decided to finally become a high school teacher. And I was told my whole life that if you followed this traditional 9 to 5 path, that you would be guaranteed some success and you would be guaranteed a lot of wealth. Well, looking back, that stuff was happened like what 20 years ago, and nowadays it seems like the 9 to 5 thing is not as much of a traditional thing anymore because I realize is that every time I look for a 9 to 5 job, at least in my area, which was Missouri and Kansas City, there's a lot of jobs that are not even Monday through Friday. While they may have the 9 to 5 schedule, they don't have like the 9 to 5 Monday through Friday and the weekends off. Most of the time, you have to work weekends. And it's not that I want to pick a weekend job, but if you go on like on Indeed, right, and you type in Monday through Friday 9 to 5, like there's a lot of 9 to 5 jobs. I tried looking up, but every single one wanted weekends. And I'm not sure what has caused this change, but I feel like nowadays most companies want that extra day of like productivity, just for that corporate greed. It's crazy because nowadays weekends used to be a treat for a lot of adults to look forward to during their day of the week, but now it's basically considered a giant privilege. Nowadays, I see more than just like a 9 to 5 schedule. I be now seeing a lot of fucking 5 a.m. to 3s or 8 to 5s or even sometimes 9 to 6 is like the new norm now. And that's if like you have an office job or a Monday through Friday. But if you don't have those type of jobs, sometimes you'd be working some crazy ass hours. Like sometimes like there's some people working like 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. at my warehouse job, and that shit is pretty long, but it also goes by pretty fast. Like, I don't know why, but when it comes to the warehouse work I do, it feels like the time goes by a bit faster than other jobs I've worked at. It's like a time machine, dude. Like you blink, it's almost time to go. But it's weird at the same time because it can be deadly because it goes by so fast and makes the days go by in just a blink of an eye. Even the trade union jobs that some of my friends have, right? A lot of them don't even work the Monday through Friday anymore. A lot of them work Monday through Saturday. Now a lot of them are also very voluntarily at times, but not all of them. Like there's some days where they're mandatory Saturdays. And there's a lot of jobs that are also like this too. The rise of mandatory overtime and mandatory Saturdays is what's kind of killed that 9 to 5 dream. Because nowadays the work-life balance is non-existent for a lot of people. And I gotta admit, that work-life balance is very hard to find once you find it. Because once you're able to achieve those things in life with it being able to just be able to sort everything out and do what you want in life, it makes things a lot easier and not as fucking depressing, if that makes sense. And while there is some 9 to 5s that you can still find every once in a while, I just feel like in my area at least, it's just becoming very rare. Like, I do know that it's like when there is a 9 to 5, most of the time, dude, you don't even get any benefits or you just don't get full-time hours. That's what's crazy about jobs that don't require any weekends is when you do get a job that doesn't require weekends, you just don't get any fucking hours whatsoever. You just can't find that perfect package. Even though a lot of people really do not like the 9 to 5 jobs, honestly, I do find it a very useful thing for a tool. Like, yes, it is boring sometimes and it can drag, but most of the time, dude, like, you can actually take advantage of a 9 to 5 and actually be able to get where you need to be in life as long as you don't use it as a end goal or a dead end. Because those dead end jobs, dude, most jobs unfortunately are like this, but yeah, most dead-end jobs will not fulfill anyone, and that's why I think you should at least think more proactive if you can and try to get out if you want to by being something more creative or pursue something that can make you more happy. I also do feel like the rise of AI is definitely going to take over a lot of jobs soon, especially in the traditional office jobs involving computers and data entry, and also probably in some warehouse work too if it gets that bad. But hopefully not in the foreseeable future anytime soon that they're going to take over these jobs because right now, dude, the job I'm doing is kind of important for me to be able to keep it until something happens. But who knows? Like, it's been a while that everyone's been talking about the rise of AI taking over warehouse jobs, and we still have yet to see it. I'd say maybe give it another 10 to 15 years, it'll probably start dying off soon with that AI robots. But I do think that there is a possibility to combat this lack of 9 to 5 situation, and it's that try to come up with something that gives you your own schedule, because nowadays there are a lot of jobs that are giving you that flexibility schedule. Now, it's not the most ideal work, it's usually the boring, repetitive work, but in the warehouse department right now, believe it or not, my job has an opportunity that's called like Flex, right? It's not like the Amazon Flex drivers app. This is actually the Flex app where you could actually use the A to Z app and you could actually just pick up shifts, but you're not scheduled. And the crazy part is you figured that these shifts would be taken up or eaten up, right? But as long as you're willing to work any part of the day and you don't really have any type of huge responsibilities like children or nothing, it is a very useful tool. And it's awesome because I was considering doing it because I met a coworker yesterday and he was doing his own Monday through Friday 9 to 5 type like schedule by just combating it by just applying at these random shifts and signing up for them when you need to. And the coolest part is that you don't even have to work weekends, and that's a huge one, right? And it pays decently well still. Your hourly pay will get transferred over, right? Like for me, I make only $20.50 an hour, which isn't the greatest in today's economy, but it is a bit more than other jobs that I was able to find, especially my last gig. So being able to do that while having that flexible freedom to kind of pursue your life when you need to, yeah, I find that shit a huge deal, especially for people who are content creators. And I'm not sure, but maybe in the foreseeable future, I'll definitely sign up for it when I get enough like money saved. But right now, dude, I'm sticking to this schedule so I can get this fucking shit stacked up. And I think I will very shortly, and I'm very excited to see. My goal is to have about $10,000 saved up before I pursue something like that with the flexibility schedule, because right now, that flexible app scheduling thing they have for that warehouse sounds very good if you can use it right. And the cool part is my warehouse will allow people to work up to like 60 hours maximum and then up to 4 hours minimal, or they have another one where you can work only 30 hours required, but then you can pick up the rest of the shifts if you need to. And I find that shit really useful and handy. And I've done this before in the past by using InstaWork where you just book and go. So something like this would not be a problem at all. You just have to be a little disciplined, but it's indeed worth it. Another reason why I also think a lot of 9 to 5 jobs are ending or phasing out is also because like the benefits are being cut like left and right. Most companies nowadays are cutting corners like a motherfucker, and it's really unfortunate too because you want people to like work right with all these benefits, because that's the reason why a lot of people want these full-time jobs, just to have the benefits to be able to afford some dental care, eye vision, you know, and be able to at a decent level. But nowadays they don't have any of that for a lot of these type of jobs, and they just eventually just scrap them and they replace them with like either fucking vacation time if needed, or they just don't replace them with anything. They just give everybody a pizza party. It's kind of crazy what has happened to the 9 to 5s. The only fields I can see nowadays that 9 to 5 still exists really well is probably the IT field, because the IT field definitely needs a lot of people to work computers and everything they need to do. And a lot of these are really old school desk jobs where they're kind of doing like IT troubleshooting for software, sometimes for hardware. It just really depends on what you're doing. But other than that department, I don't really see like any other department that really needs a 9 to 5, because most of the time, dude, construction workers are working their own type of schedule 24 hours. Union trade workers work a lot earlier, around like 7 to 3 p.m. And also, I just see that other departments too, like retail stores, are also cutting all their hours and benefits while you can still have the 9 to 5 at times. It's just not like a traditional Monday through Friday. You just got to work some weekends of some kind, unfortunately. And that is what was required in retail. And I think retail is also, unfortunately, a big dying one too, because while there is always going to be some retail-like jobs, there is never going to be hardly any full-time retail jobs anymore. It's really hard to have a job like that these days. It's really difficult to have that, because I don't know why it's so hard, but for some reason, dude, that that retail really does not give a fuck about anyone anymore, and they all have gotten so greedy that it just doesn't even matter. I feel like you'd have to be a manager nowadays just to be considered full-time, because when I worked at the Hy-Vee grocery store, it was nothing but just managers working full-time and the rest were just part-time. They would literally refuse people to also give them full-time hours, and they would like cut their hours like crazy if they went over 40. Like they would literally realize like if they were giving them overtime or anything, they would just cross their name out for the week. It was kind of insane, and it was a really sad reality to wake up from too, because there was times I wanted to work at that grocery store when I was like a teenager full-time, but they wouldn't give it to anybody, and it was weird. And I do remember that one time I did get in trouble for working over 24 hours, and that's saying something, bro. That's not good. And to anyone that still has their 9 to 5 job, you should hold on to it for as long as you can, because yes, it does suck at times where it does take a lot of your time up, but as long as you have something on the side like an outlet or something, because having an outlet during these times help a shit ton. Be able to cherish it as long as you can, though, because nowadays it's super rare. And I really do hope the people that do have their 9 to 5s that's not into like a college-like job or something, I hope you can fucking take advantage of it and keep it. Anyways, everybody, thank you guys so much for listening. Do you guys agree about the 9 to 5 job phasing out, or do you guys still think it's still alive, or do you guys think it could come back in the foreseeable future? Now, that could also be a possibility right now in case like something were to backfire, but for right now, dude, that 9 to 5 job looks like it's on its way out. Thank you guys for watching today's video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.